So Atam Holdings is a New Jersey business. We moved over 3 months ago. Our goal is to recruit a local software development team to manage our platform, which is Sentinel. Sentinel is our intellectual property. If someone's considering moving to a 24/7 touch point, they need to know what their 24/7 touch point is doing without anybody in the room. And we've been operating thousands of kiosks for over 15 years, and we think we know exactly what you need to understand about what your kiosk is doing out in the field, if there's something wrong with it, how you educate your maintenance staff to go out and repair it within 15 minutes so you're up again. So this affectionately is known as a bank in a box, because we think we can provide all the services of a bank branch in this touch point 24/7. Now, people always focus on the hardware, but that's really just a delivery point. All of our IP is on the platform, because that's where we hook up to the value chain to be able to issue a card in real time. And uniquely at this point, we can attract someone unknown to a financial institution. They can come up to the kiosk, we can validate them via our Know Your Customer KYC process, we can credit the account, and we can produce a card in real time. Our launch customer is National Pay. Their brand is Dubai Card. When you go to Dubai, you will see 200 of these out in the field, and it's associated with a loyalty scheme. So you're attracted to it because you will gain points that will win you prizes. So you will get discounts in restaurants, you'll get cheap admittance to various events and various attractions. So that's their business. Our business is about providing the touch point, about providing the delivery mechanism and all of the information they require to know exactly what their estate is doing and how many customers they have recruited that day. Once the card comes out, it's in the hands of the program manager and the acquiring network to track spend profiles, credit loads and such. That's not our business, that's the program manager's business. I'd like to say if we could get a share of that revenue, it's a lovely business model to be in, because prepaid card programs based on spend profiles are very attractive businesses to be in. So our model is to take this to market with distributors, because we have a 24/7, 365 platform, but we don't have any people around the world to deliver this. So we need to go and find people to take it to market, people who can receive these in country, unpack them, commission them, take them to the site and operate them. And we also need payment service providers to take card payments. They're our two barriers to market entry around the world. So we have a distribution model and we look to partners to take this. Because what we're interested in is putting more of these on our platform, because our platform, there's a monthly fee, that's how we make our money, and that's the bit that I try to get across in a sales pitch, because people focus on this, and this is easy. This is a PC in a metal box. We bolt loads of bits to it, and we've written all the code to control it, and we pass all the information around from our platform. That bit's quite cute, but this is a metal box with a PC in it. So people get hooked up on it. I think it's a nice one, but they get hooked up. That is not the key. It's the platform. So if you're thinking of buying one of these, you know, it's a big capital piece of equipment. So if you're going to do that, you need to get that return. So the card scheme is one way of doing it. We've got 30 other applications to deliver incremental revenue. In our launch market, believe it or not, you cannot pay a bill online. You have to go to the electricity board, you have to take a ticket, you have to wait in line, and you pay them cash. So we have integrated with 30 different bill payment solutions, and you can come here now, pay cash here. You don't have to go and queue, because once you've done the electricity, you have to go to the water board, to the sewage place, to pay your parking fines. That takes time, and people employ people to go and do that. So incremental revenue streams. We can let this add to a media agency, completely independently of this machine. So there's another revenue stream there. So you get your money back much quicker. All of that, all those applications are displayed here. Multilingual, very easy. It's a database lookup. How many languages you want, we give you the files, you translate them, we display them. We can vend physical things. So down here we can tie up with local telcos, deliver a SIM pack. This one I like, not only because it pops up, but we can link a SIM card to a financial instrument. So you can link your prepaid mobile phone to a prepaid financial product. And on the back end, we can allow you to change funds from one to the other. Launch customer has 3 products. A gift product, which is a throwaway. It's like a gift card, a Next card, a B&Q card. No KYC. So you can always walk away from this machine with a card. If you fail the KYC, you can always revert back to the gift. A travel card. I really like this one, and this, you know, in Europe, I can see you wanting one of these, because you can load up currencies here on your card, different bins we call that, and they're up to 16 different bins. And then when you travel around the world, it auto-detects the currency, and therefore you don't get any cross-border charges. You've bought your currency here at the spot rate, quite tight, because we've not got any currency flying around our system. And so when you travel, it's all there. No cross-border fees. The general use card is the one that's associated with the loyalty program. And you've been driven here by a vast array of different marketing media. This is where you've made your decision to purchase. And we go through a KYC process, know your customer. If you're a foreign traveller, so I'm talking from Dubai now, so I'm an Emirati. If you're a foreigner, we take a scan of a photo ID. This can be a passport or a driver's licence. We validate that document here. This device lets people into the UK. That's a valid document. We take a photo and we do an e-gate comparison of the images. So we know that the person with a valid document is stood in front of the kiosk. That's a tick. And all I'm doing here is filling up an application that the compliance department of the bank has set me the rules for. So that is a pass. KYC, tick. If you're an Emirati, everybody has a chip and PIN card. So this chip is inserted in here. We're directly linked with the National ID database. They say, put down a finger, could be 1 or 10. It goes back to the database, and we know the person with the pulse is the person with the card. Tick, KYC again. So we now know we've got an applicant that can proceed to the next stage. We display terms and conditions. We then credit the account. We can do that from a card, from another account, but a big draw for this is cash-based economies. People who want to convert their cash into a card and then go and spend online. So the majority do it with cash. In this model, it's an acceptor. So we say we can't give change. Just a warning. We can, but they decided to just take cash. I've put in 1,000 dirhams. There's a fee. So the card program sets the rules, and in this case, they charge a fee. And there's a whole raft of revenue streams for the card program, and that's one that they've chosen to adopt. The last and final piece is to self-select a PIN. So we're not doing a PIN mailer. We can do this via SMS, but in this instance, I'll put in my PIN. And that is the end of the application process. We bundle that information up and we pass it to the bank, the financial institution, and they issue us a token. They then request their processor for a card file, because they know they've got all the customer information, a good customer, pass it to the processor, they generate the card file. That's the card data. They then pass it to the personalisation bureau, and they're the ones who do the cunning bit, which is the EMV encryption of the chip. They print all the mag stripe and all of the PAN and personalisation info. So they prepare that file and issue us the token. So we're sniffing their system for this token. We then open the path back to the device in here, which is a little factory. We don't know what's going on in there. All we do is monitor the card around the process, because we don't get exposed to the MV card data at any point. Because if we did, we would be a card producer and would have to comply with loads of horrible legislation. So they're the ones writing it, and all we're doing is filling time. So we ask them to create their online account. So they put in their email address, they put in their contact number and their password. If I time this right, a card comes out. Perfect, right? So they walk away with their financial instrument. They can take that straight to a POS. It runs on the MasterCard rail and they can spend. So the drive for this, I see a lot of traction in the GCC where there are cash-based economies. Lots of migrant workers, payroll. We're bringing in a wage protection system where people get paid in cash, they get ripped off, they get exploited. Pay them on a card, it's auditable, so people know exactly what they're being paid, and also the government can take tax if that applies. So GCC, Africa, where there's countries with little infrastructure, where you can't post something, for instance, the bank have to courier your card and then courier your PIN. So just turn up, 24/7 lobby, your card's ready for it, it's waiting. Put in your access, you're away. So it's new. I think we'll be followed, but we're looking now to take this to market. We're looking to identify distribution partners around the world to work with us, to identify banking institutions that want to take this. We will then sign up with them. They can take it to market. As long as they're running on our platform, we can make them locally. It's our design under license. So we think we've got it covered. It's just a case now of exploiting our leader advantage. We're first movers. We want to get out there, and we're willing to work with anybody who can see the benefit of this and take it to market for us. So thank you very much for your time. And yeah, questions?
Do we have any questions of Graham?
From anti-money laundering perspective.
Yeah, I've got you covered. So we're the delivery point, okay? So all of the anti-money laundering and fraud, so the compliance department of the bank set the rules. So the load, they allow the load that they're comfortable with based on our rules, okay? So that's the load part. So for us, we comply with their compliance. When it comes out, this was kind of the bit that I missed. We went live card. When it goes into the acquiring network, there's a whole host of things to get right to activate the MasterCard rails, all the POS systems, all the ATMs have to be updated because this is a new financial product. So when people start spending, the program manager has the AML and fraud because they monitor the spend profiles, and therefore, if you keep loading up and taking out, your card will die.
Thank you.
Okay, no worries.
Hi, I'm Andrew Overland. Intellectual property surrounding it, how protected are you around all the aspects?
Well, it's a business process, so in the UK that's very difficult. We're covered here. This is a design that's ours and we can manufacture under license. Like I say, it's a box, right? So it's no real block. Everything that we do is our secret. So it's our thing that we don't share. So we pass the process. Our platform is positioned to pass this in real time. So it's all down to your partners, really. So it's copyable, is the reality, and we need to be aggressive in our marketing. And we're now recruiting, Rachel's here, sales manager. We're recruiting more sales staff. We're recruiting project managers to manage our sales. So all of that will be done here at our headquarters to try and get this to market as quickly as possible.
How do you deal with some of the more subjective AML hurdles, like source of funds and source of wealth and things like that?
Well, the KYC can look up a third-party database. So there are a number out there, and it's down to the bank, the compliance department of the bank, so we're applying their rules. If they want us to validate the person with a third-party lookup, we can add that to the process, look up a third-party database, and if their name flags, then they fail KYC. And then they can engage with them. They say, you failed. They can engage with them face-to-face. Please come to the branch or online.
Okay, thank you.
It's a very obvious one. I mean, where are they located, Harry McRandall, from security purposes? I mean, you've evidently got stuff of value in there, including the SIM cards and all the rest of it. Who's going to come along with a hammer and give it a right good going over in the middle of Liverpool or Manchester or Glasgow?
So, yeah. So they're located indoors in controlled environments. In more aggressive markets, Nigeria being one, we can redesign this to be a bit thicker. Yeah, but really the risk from the card stock perspective is reputational because there's no value on the card stock. It's blank and it's locked, so it cannot be used. But if it went missing, there's a reputational risk on MasterCard and the bank because it's gone missing. But really, we can build different, so it's a metal box. If it's going into an aggressive environment or an outdoor environment, it goes in a different container. So that's kind of how we do it. This is resistant to 15 minutes worth of hammers and hacksaws, not power tools.
And
How much he said it. So yeah, it's always that's always the thing I hate because it's not about how much this is. It's about over 10 years what it delivers to your business. Yeah. So I'll speak to you offline. Yeah, we're willing to talk to anybody. We're new here. You know, we've got a network. The reason I'm here tonight is to show my face, to say we're looking to actively recruit. We're looking to bring value back into Jersey, deliver some things, because we can do any plastic in your wallet that Jersey government issue. We can do that right here. So we're looking for someone who can bring something to our business and take it to the next step.
Graham, I think that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you.